Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Libra sun signs, or if you have significant Libra placements in your chart and are needing a masculine energy to work with or balance within yourself, then this reading may be for you. So Libra, we're going to get started. I'm going to pull one card from this, I think it's called the Intuition Oracle, just as your overall energy for this reading. The home body, which says, I enjoy the secure base I have made for myself and my loved ones. And it's number 40, the home body. So perhaps you're feeling like you want to nest is kind of how it's coming through. Like wanting to stay home, perhaps like taking care of the home in whatever way that is, or like doing sort of like self-care kind of energies. And I also want, so that's your overall energy. I want to get a card for what perhaps a challenge may be for you with this deck. Or like perhaps what energy you're being encouraged to move into. Let's ask it like that. So what energy is Libra being asked to move into or shift into? The Creator, number 17. I love playing the wonder-filled game of life creatively. So you're being asked to create something. That's really interesting. It is, it's not a far step is how it's coming through. Not a far step. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Mentor. I respect and learn from the wisdom of my elders. So perhaps there is a mentor that's helping you with this. Perhaps you're learning a new skill or something. Perhaps you're creating something new. You're being asked to in whatever way, or perhaps you're just feeling inspired to do that already. Sublimation. And gold. And then Mars at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so the sublimation card is, I think, associated with Neptune. So it says elevation, rising, and flight. It's the great alchemical operation of air. It occurs when there's enough heat to change a solid substance into a gas, causing it to rise up, up, and away. Therefore, when sublimation is present, there's an aspect of celebrated elevation, of ascending above, and gaining a greater perspective. Birds in flight, mountain peaks, ladders, and balloons are all sublimation images. As with all the operations, sublimation has a shadow potential. Through ascension, there is a risk of separating from others, of sensing oneself higher or above. This risk is particularly great in spiritual traditions that offer a linear model of achievement. The divine alchemist rises humbly and supports the upliftment of others, always in touch with the cycle of humanity. Service is the next balancing agent for sublimation. It may be the next rung on your ladder. Interesting. So there may be, there was a reading, a collective reading I did with the red balloon. So that one might have some sort of significance for you. It's kind of just coming through with this energy of like, because what I was seeing before I did this reading was sort of like a mountain, right? Like, I feel like that's sort of like a task or a challenge that you're facing. But it actually felt like you were like in sort of a valley is how it was feeling to me. And so it's or perhaps not a valley, but with the homebody, it feels like withdrawn in whatever way, right? It's kind of like perhaps just tending to yourself is how it's coming through, or like perhaps those around you as well, or like your close relationships, or however that plays out. And I feel like it's coming through as being sort of like, I actually feel like what I was getting was that like, because this card talks about like when enough heat is added, right? It talks about moving from solid state right into air. So it's kind of like skipping the liquid, but I feel like you are actually in the, like, okay, I have to explain the whole thing. What I was seeing was that there was a mountain, and it felt like whoever this reading is for was in the valley. Like, so it's almost like a double mountain, if that makes sense. Like a really difficult challenge is how it was coming through. But then I asked, like, what is the mountain made of? And the answer was ice or snow, which also came out in yesterday's reading. So it's like the mountain is made of snow. And so it's kind of like, for you, Libra, it was coming in as being sort of like, in order to almost like, because imagine you're in a valley, this is sort of like sea level or whatever, and the mountain is up there. So it's kind of like the mountain will melt and like fill the valley is kind of how it's coming through, so that you could sort of get back up into like dry land is what I just heard, but I feel like it's more so talking about like ground level. So it's kind of coming through as being like more heat is necessary is what actually was coming through. And at the bottom of the deck you have the Mars card, and that's also Aries energy as well. I was also kind of getting that it was kind of coming through, Libra, as being like somebody's feeling stuck in a situation. And because Libra is balance, right? In order, like, balance can also mean equilibrium, which means not a lot is changing. And so it could be to like lean more into the Aries kind of energy. I don't know, that might not be for everyone. But it is your opposite sign. So you may also just be feeling sort of like a desire to explore a different aspect of yourself, maybe. Perhaps that's what's needed as well. Like, because if you are feeling sort of like stuck in like between a rock and a hard place is how that's coming through. It's feeling like a challenge where the norm or like what you're used to is not going to help you face this particular challenge. It's like you have to do something different, and perhaps like another way is just how it's coming through. Perhaps you have a mentor who's an Aries. Perhaps someone in your family as well is an Aries. Okay, anyways, so the gold card. Illumination, splendor, and culmination. The alchemist's gold is no ordinary gold. It is not found in rings or coins or necklaces. It is a substance buried deep within, sometimes referred to as gold of the wise, philosophic gold, or ethereal stone, or the divine quintessence, among other countless names. For our purposes, we seek not the physical metal, but the mystical essence within each alchemist. How do we recognize it? It mimics qualities of the metal itself, soft and radiant, and its planetary counterpart, the sun, warm and bright. It's no wonder gold is associated with the heart. When this card arrives, there is something of incredible value at hand. It is marvelous and rare. Cherish it. Get to know its properties and its source. The gold card carries a distinct shadow. If mistaken for purely physical material, it can lead to greed and excess, causing the alchemist to lose their way. Reverence is the key. Interesting. So because that card is coming out underneath the creator card, perhaps you're creating something, but it's not inherently physical, or its value is not physical, if that makes sense. You're creating something of value, but the value is not in terms of like monetary value. Also with the sublimation card, I was getting this energy of like, there's a saying that I'm not going to get right, but something about like the tide rising, when it rises, when the tide rises for one, it rises for all, is kind of how it's coming through. So it's kind of like if you're experiencing, because I do feel that whatever it is, the challenge, it's almost like the challenge that is ahead of you, it's not one that you're meant to climb or ascend, right? You're not supposed to, like, you are meant to be putting effort in, but not in the usual way, if that makes sense. It's feeling like dissolving the challenge is it's not this deck. Okay. Not in the usual way. So while I was shuffling, I've seen Five of Pentacles twice now, so it could be some sort of, it could be like resource based, right? Like Five of Pentacles, which is interesting though, the gold card, because it's kind of like, if you're chasing the thing that you feel you are lacking, it's going to make the valley deeper, is how it's coming through. If you're chasing the thing that you feel you are lacking, it makes the problem worse, is how that's feeling. Especially with the sublimation card, right? It's kind of feeling like the ladder's in reverse. Interesting. So it's not something that you're supposed to climb. It's something where it's almost like the energy is supposed to descend to you. It's supposed to arrive to you. So it could just be something about like allowing and receiving, right? Like because this is a sun energy that is sort of masculine energy focused, but in this case it's kind of coming through as being like the energy is supposed to come to you. So if it feels like you are actively trying to move towards it or something like that, it's gonna be counterproductive perhaps, or Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. That's a tough card. It does talk about sort of like feeling like what you're working on is like it's difficult, or there's challenge within it, or that you're feeling obligated to do something when it's like perhaps you don't need to. So in the upright it says craftsmanship, commitment, determination, ambition, and concentration. And in the reversed it says repetition, poor quality, rushing, and bad reputation, which is interesting. So with the homebody and the Eight of Coins, I feel like maybe there is sort of like a feeling of Six of Cups. Yeah, like trying to... Because this one comes in with this story of like trying to help somebody who is in a difficult position. So with the homebody, it's like maybe you're trying to help somebody who is like a Six of Cups energy. So that could be family. It could be any type of soulmate, anybody who's sort of around you, perhaps that you are nurturing. It's like maybe you're trying to help somebody. It's like trying to like raise the tides for everyone is how it's coming through. Whoever is in your care or whoever is around you. Maybe that is the guidance. Six of Swords, right? Like you're trying to like move perhaps somebody else with you towards these like dry land, right? The dry land. Queen of Water. That's so interesting. Queen of Cups. Because now, okay, so this image is now looking to me like that, sort of like the mountain, whatever that is, the mountain of ice has almost like melted and it's now become water. So now the challenge becomes, how do we get across the waters, how it's coming through. And the Queen of Cups, who is this? Six of Coins. Interesting. Because I see this Six of Coins as being sort of like community today. It's actually coming through as like community or people who are like you, but perhaps it's like you became separated from them is how it's coming through. So it's kind of like being returned to a group that you have been separated from. And I feel like maybe there's a Queen of Cups there that is, I don't know, perhaps assisting you or teaching you something. How to overcome a challenge perhaps, or we'll get more. The Six of Pentacles to me also talk, because that's also a Libra card, right? It also talks to me about like what you can offer to others, like what you can give and what you can receive. Because I feel like there's that dynamic is playing through. There's a lot of like, you have Six of Cups, Six of Swords, Six of Coins. So harmony is really... harmony is really coming through here. Like harmonious relationships or bringing more harmony into some sort of dynamic. there could also be like a significant like grandmother energy is how it's coming through. So perhaps your grandmother, or like doesn't have to be grandmother. They could just be sort of like an elder. King of Coins. What's that? And the Devil card. Eight of Swords and the Ace of Coins. And the Death card. Okay, so maybe Libra, you are isolating yourself here with the Eight of Swords. It's coming through as like an isolation energy. Because it feels kind of like there's like a particular challenge that feels like it's not just your challenge, right? It's not just something that you are supposed to solve by yourself. And it feels like but it also feels like it's not just your challenge. It's a challenge that is supposed to be seeing like a spiral now. A challenge that is supposed to include other people around you. Maybe you're taking on like more responsibility than you need to be, is how it's coming through. For what reason? It feels kind of like it might be that you're feeling protective about something. It could be like whatever problem it is that you're trying to solve, or whatever challenge it is. It feels like something that you don't want other people to know about because it's like uncomfortable, or there's like there's a stubbornness here. Leave out the Eight of Swords. There's a stubbornness. What's this Ace of Coins? There is some sort of new beginning, or like I see this as being sort of like a token to play some sort of game, right? It's like it's a new beginning. You take the token and you start again. But I feel like it's Is that coming from the Queen of Cups? Is someone offering that to you? The Empress and the Page of Coins. So perhaps there is a feminine energy that's offering some sort of new beginning to you, Libra, but there may be a stubbornness is how it's coming through. Because you're coming out as the King of Pentacles, right? The King of Coins. It could just be something, it could be pride. It could be like with the materials, right? It's like, I can figure out how to do this, is how it's coming through. It's like, maybe you don't have to do it by yourself. 8 of Cups. There are more important things. Okay, so you have 6 3 times. You have 8 3 times, right? So that's very significant. Anyways, as I was saying with the 8 of Cups, there are more important lessons here to be learned than just something that is like perhaps about a reputation or something, or like how others would perceive you, right? Like, it's kind of like perhaps there is something that you like really want to accomplish, but it's kind of like being stubborn about it, when perhaps it's something that needs to be let go. Ten of Cups. I was asking what the Death card was showing, and so this one talks about like there's something behind the curtain that perhaps might actually be causing a bit of fear, but what's behind the curtain is a 10 of Cups energy. It's really positive, right? It's like, Libra, there may be people around you who are like willing to support you in whatever this is, but I feel like it's almost like it could be pride. It doesn't have to be, though. It could be just like you want to be able to do this on your own. Perhaps in a sort of like I don't have any other words besides pride. Perhaps it is a matter of pride. But I feel like there's like a really important like new beginning that feels like, again, it's more than just about sort of like a physical manifestation, right? That's sort of how it's coming through. It's more than just a physical manifestation. It's some sort of like important philosophical, alchemical gold that you are creating or finding, which is Five of Wands in reverse. Not fighting something. Or someone, maybe there, because that sort of comes in with an energy of competition with the Mars at the bottom of the deck. Which is interesting, Libra, because Libra, I don't see as being sort of like a conflicting energy. Perhaps you also have Aries somewhere in your chart like I do, but it's feeling like maybe there's a situation that is wanting to be resolved, Libra, in some way, but there is a resistance to that. Like you perhaps you don't want to resolve a conflict with someone who could potentially help you with something, but it's like, I don't want to accept their help because of pride. Sometimes the messages are just like... Anyways, okay, one more card. 4 of Coins. That talks about sort of like holding on to something, right? Perhaps you're needing to let go a bit, Libra, of like control or let go of the resistance here with the Mars, especially if you're... Okay, so this is something that I will bring up because it is something that I've been seeing lately. So right now there's a astrological transit of Lilith going into Libra, and so I've been seeing all these things about how Libras are going through like a really big sort of softer word, a big sort of self-reflection, let's call it. Self-reflection on what it is that you truly desire, right? Especially in terms of like harmonious relationships and things like that. It could be that, right? Because Libra is the ruler of the 7th house. So it could be that there are relationship dynamics here that are shifting, is how it's coming through. Where it's like things that are no longer satisfying to you for whatever reason, especially if they've caused you to isolate or like perhaps situations or relationships that don't actually nurture you in a way that you need to be nurtured in whatever way. Like it could, because it's kind of feeling like maybe you do need to be challenged a little bit, Libra, is how it's coming through. It's in terms of like challenging you to grow, because maybe I feel like what it is that you've been in might be just something that you're like just normally or naturally perhaps very good at here with the homebody, like perhaps just like comfortable where you are. There's harmony perhaps where you are, but perhaps there's an energy here that's like disrupting the harmony, is how it's coming through. And it's kind of, maybe perhaps there's kind of like an energy of like resisting the change or resisting this new beginning because it would disrupt the harmony, right? Like you would have to let go of something that perhaps is something that you've been holding on to. And you don't want to let it go, maybe? The moon at the bottom of the deck. Okay, Libra, I'm going to pull one more card. Let's do Moonology because of the moon energy that's coming in. Step out of your comfort zone, the North Node. And a personal issue reaches resolution, the full moon in Cancer. Okay, so Libra, I'm gonna end it there. That was a tough one, but if that was helpful to you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.